Guys, what's going on? This is Oliver from Response AI, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing the exact cold email script I've used to make myself and clients over $500,000 in the past 2 years. Now, every single time we've run campaigns for my own software or for clients, we've used the exact same cold email framework every single time. In this video, if you choose to, you can leave with the exact scripts and just copy paste them and plug and play. We obviously don't recommend that because you won't learn anything, but we're also going to go over the exact anatomy of winning cold email scripts and how to use AI to scale them and write perfect scripts every single time. And for perspective, for our company, Response AI, we're getting somewhere between 30 to 50 qualified meetings every single month through cold email using this exact scripting methodology we're going to show you right now. Now, if you're new here, my name's Oliver, like I said, and I run a company called Response AI. Response AI is an outreach automation platform that helps you use AI to get more meetings and sales for your agency or software company, whatever it may be. If you're unfamiliar with cold email, that's absolutely fine. You can go back to the first module of the AI Odyssey, which is just my last video. In this module, we're going to be covering subject lines, the anatomy of a cold email script that makes money and closes deals, how to use AI to write the perfect script every single time. And then we're actually going to be revealing the exact scripts that we use to book over 30 meetings per month for some of our clients when I was running my cold email agency. Now, if you're here and you only want the cold email script, you can just use the chapters below to find that part of the module. So without saying much more, let's get into the module. What's going on, guys? This is Oliver from Response AI, and welcome to part 2 of AI Odyssey, where we're going to be teaching you how to scale your agency or software company to 25K per month and beyond by leveraging AI. Part 2 is known as 500K cold email scripts. So, the 6-step AI scaling model, lesson 2. New age cold acquisition is done with clean, efficient cold email scripts. Script writing is the backbone of getting results in cold email. I'll be breaking down the exact flesh and bones anatomy of money emails, cold email scripts that literally made me thousands of dollars. No jargon, nothing left out. And we still use this exact process to get clients for our current company, Response AI, today. If you really wanted to, you could copy the following scripts to a T and get great results, but that would make you boring and it means that you haven't really learned anything. So why trust my scripts? I ran a cold email agency between 2019 and 2022 that peaked at around 31 clients. I owned a total of 700 plus domains, hosted about 1,000 inboxes at once, and managed around 5,000 cold emails per day, amassing a total of 1 million cold emails over the agency's lifespan. And today, while I don't run many clients anymore with the agency, I do run over 2,000 emails per day for my own software company, Response AI. And these scripts still work and they are helping us grow our company. I had great clients and bad clients, and every time a campaign crushed it, it was because I followed the exact structure that I'm about to show you. If a campaign didn't work out very well, it was because I tried to be clever or reinvent the wheel or try a different anatomy, etc. In the AI acquisition model, I'll even show you the scripts that made cash and the ones that bombed, because transparency is key and you won't learn anything from only the successful ones. Interestingly, the exact same script writing process was used for every single cold email winner. Results only got better when I added in Response AI's various AI research tools and AI outreach tools, like the line writer, our video outreach tool, etc. Now, the Response AI line writer is an AI model that is literally trained on these exact cold emails. So if you want to go ahead and make the same amount of cash as we did, or scale as fast as we did with powerful emails, you can just use Response AI. So define cold email anatomy. The anatomy of a cold email works just like the human body. We have organs and we have flesh and bone and skin, etc. And although I didn't listen much in biology in school, everything works together in that mess to create a life. And cold emails work the same way. A better way of phrasing it, or just a different way, is that a cold email is kind of like a recipe. I'm going to reveal the exact recipe that multimillionaire agency owners use to get cold email results and stand out in the crowd. And this recipe will flood your calendar with meetings. And it's as simple as that. The groundwork. So you should have a clear idea of what your offer is. And if you don't, 100 Million Offers, the book by Alex Hormozi, is the only book you need. And you can read it in less than a couple of hours. You should also know who you're targeting. So you can use OpenBase or Response AI to scrape the personal emails of your targets ready to send cold emails. Lastly, you should have a name for your offer. By the way, you no longer sell SEO, for example, or email marketing. You sell the 30-day rank and search framework that helps roofing contractors steal the #1 rank on Google in Wisconsin. And that's just an example. You're still selling the same thing. You're selling SEO. But SEO will get that result for your client, the 30-day rank and search, etc. So why not just call it something cooler that is going to excel in the marketplace and sound cooler and convert leads into sales? Remember that no one is going to buy SEO from you in 2024. The anatomy of a cold email. So we've got the hook, the social proof, the unique mechanism, the case study, and the call to action. So the 6-step AI scaling model for cold email anatomy. The first step is hooks. Let's dive into hooks. So hooks are found everywhere. They're found on TikTok. They're found in Facebook ads and giant billboards. They're found on advertorials in, on TV, etc. Your first line of the email should be a hook that gets the attention of the prospect. It's usually a pressing pain point, a serious question, an intriguing question, or some kind of hard-hitting statement. So you'll recognize these hooks from things like, gym ads, from weight loss pill ads, whatever it may be. Anything is a hook if it grabs your attention. So John, have you guys got any influencers set up for Q4? Now that's a hook that provides an urgent pain or an offer for something like TikTok, because the urgent pain is that they haven't got any influencers set up. And we've used this hook to get hundreds of meetings for an old client. B is, John, do you know if your payroll software is accurately paying your sales reps? So a payroll software not accurately tracking the revenue or tracking the wages that sales reps are allocated is a massive problem, because it can lead to legal cases. It can lead to really unhappy sales reps. It can lead to people being fired, whatever it may be. So that is another pain that we're accurately sort of like pinning in our hook. The third example is, John, have you considered using YouTube AI content to grow your brand? So this is an intriguing question. And then, John, when was the last time you closed an inbound referral? Now, obviously, the pain incited there is that referral leads. I'm not sure, whether you've done a lot of cold email and a lot of sort of B2B sales. I'm not sure if you're watching this. Regardless, referrals are extremely easy to close. And if they haven't closed an inbound referral in a while, it means that they suck at sales. Because as you know, it's really easy to be convinced to go and see a movie if your friend has mentioned it. Like it kind of pretty much 100% of the time. The same applies to someone who's been referred to you because they got great results with you, or a friend did. It's really easy. So, John, when was the last time you closed an inbound referral? This is highlighting that there's a problem. You notice that all of my hooks are 100% pain-based, or intrigue-based, or both, and they're typically just questions. But make sure you never put more than 1 to 2 email questions in the body. A confused mind is an indecisive one. I've seen this happen a lot. Someone says, "Are you guys using ABC 123 to scale your outreach?" The reason I asked is because of ABC. I also wanted to ask if X, and it's a massive problem because they're not going to decide on the action that you want them to take at the end of the email if there's too many questions and too many sort of prying sort of mentions. So the cold email anatomy part 2 is the social proof. So social proof is practically the only reason companies or consumers feel comfortable buying anything. So it is extremely easy to buy a new Xbox or go see a new movie, like I said, if dozens of people around you are praising it and recommending it. Social proof is basically just evidence that other people enjoy your product. Now, in B2B cold email, you're going to obviously want to mention other companies that have had success with your product. The social proof ingredient is crucial, and it can just be a few words. Make sure that you tie the social proof in with the actual thing you're solving. And there's bonus points if you can tie it into your hook above. So you see how it makes it very fluid. We've helped 25 plus US-based B2B agencies solve the problem of getting zero referrals. My company help 1,000 active entrepreneurs automate their bookkeeping and save 100K per year. We've helped 40 CEOs get flexible with their time again and save 20 hours per month on repetitive tasks. We've helped 30 plus D2C brands scale their Google ads to 1 million plus in profit. Now, the third step is the unique mechanism. So far we have hook and the social proof. The next step is to add a unique mechanism. So this is so we can convince the reader, which is your prospect, that you don't do things like everyone else. They're getting thousands of emails per day, and the reason you're reaching out is to pretty much sell them something that they've already seen. So the reason you're reaching out to them is different, or so you need to convince them it is. And it's because you can offer them something valuable and rare as opposed to something commoditized in the market. And there's something that is mentioned in the Eugene Schwartz book called Breakthrough Advertising, and it talks about the sort of analysis of a market and how ahead a prospect is in the market. If you are pitching something super simple like SEO, the idea is that they've seen that so much before that they've kind of outgrown it and they're not going to be receptive to it. But if you talk about something completely different that still gets them the same results or similar results, they're going to be more receptive to respond to your email and they're going to want to find out more. So unique mechanisms that have worked in my 500K cold emails. Our clients don't pay until they've received 50 pieces of UGC content from our creators. My company guarantee over 100K saved on taxes in 2024. Clients that work with us spend less than 2 hours per week making content. Or our process saves users 30 hours per week managing payroll for less than the price of a coffee. Cold email anatomy, step 4 is the case study. So far, just to recap, we have the hook, the social proof, the unique mechanism, and now we're into the case study. Case studies are similar to social proof, but they're not the same. Social proof is generalized proof that you've helped others that are similar to the prospect. Case studies are results-driven, often numerical statements about what you've achieved for a specific person or company. And here's the structure of a great case study. We actually helped example company generate result in time frame without pain using the unique mechanism. So let's see this in action inside the 500K emails. All of these, with replaced company names, of course, booked me at least 30 meetings each and closed over 100K in sales for our cold email clients. We helped PR firm XYZ Press close $1.2 million in new deals in less than 60 days without hiring a sales rep or spending cash on ads using the Hyper PR Growth Blueprint. Let's take it a step back and see if we followed that structure. So we helped company generate result in time frame without pain using the unique mechanism. And you'll see that we have, because we mentioned the PR firm, how much they closed, in what time frame, what pain they avoided, which is hiring a sales rep or spending cash on ads, and then using the framework, which was the Hyper PR Growth Blueprint. The next one is we helped SEO agency owner Steve Andrews add 19K in MRR to his agency in 6 weeks without relying on inbound referrals. We did this using the SEO Rocketeer framework. And finally, we helped TikTok influencer Jerry Redfield increase his follower count by 400K in 10 days without paying a fortune for sponsorships or boosted posts using the omni-channel thought leader framework. So I hope that makes sense. That's going to be the case study, and that's how you structure them. In the final part of the email, we go through the call to action. So you just tell the prospect basically what to do. Do you want them to learn more? Do you want them to book a demo? Do you want them to send you their details? Do you want them to fill out a form? For goodness sake, do not ask them to book a time on your calendar and send them the link. That is the laziest and most ineffective way of getting meetings with cold email. You provided them with zero value so far, except flexing your achievements. And that's obviously not good because you haven't given them anything in return yet. In over 1 million emails, thousands of meetings booked, and 500,000 generated, I've pretty much always offered something valuable for free in exchange for some time of theirs or feedback on a product or just nothing. So part 2, by the way, the free thing that I just mentioned that I always give is it can be anything. It can be a video explaining problems they have with their website. It might be a free PDF that you can send to everyone that reveals the exact strategy you used to get X result for another client. It might, it might be a full-blown case study, whatever it may be. It might be a checklist. All you need to know is that this kind of needs to be scalable. So if you're getting dozens of positive replies, it's kind of annoying to have to do that video or do a PDF every single time for these prospects. Especially if you are a solo entrepreneur, you have very little employees, you don't want to be spending this valuable amount of time doing that. You just want to send them something generic that's valuable enough. So a PDF explaining a case study that you achieve for someone, that's really valuable. It doesn't means that you don't have to spend too much time on it. Give a man a fish. So these campaigns literally printed meetings for our clients, and we probably shouldn't be giving them away. And I probably will end up in prison and starve to death. But it won't help you if you're going to go just steal them and copy paste the style. You need to understand that above, whether it's exactly the same framework or not, the emails are following the cold email anatomy. Every single campaign we ever ran that did well used this framework. The best exercise you can do for yourself and your own script writing is to ask the question for each point of the anatomy. If your offer is SEO, let's ask the questions. The hook. What is a pain that my target market is feeling? For example, a roofer. They're annoyed that they do great work. They do better work than anyone in California, but they're not on the front page of Google. The social proof. What bucket of businesses have I worked with that are similar to that Californian roofer? And why should he listen to me? The unique mechanism is where this comes in. If I'm selling SEO, how am I going to be different than every other SEO agency? The case study is if I've worked with someone specific who is similar to the Californian roofer, how do I demonstrate how well that business partnership went? Did they make a lot of money with me? Did they, acquire some massive deals? What happened? The call to action is, now what do I want that Californian roofer to do once he's finished reading my email? And how can I provide actually unlimited value for free to convince them to spend some time with me on a call, etc.? And remember, that's where it comes in to have a video or a case study or a PDF, etc. So remember, for the case study, use the framework we helped example company generate result in time frame without pain using the unique mechanism. And so here is the anatomy of the cold email script in play. Got the hook, social proof, unique mechanism, case study, and call to action. And you should bookmark this part in case you ever want to go back to it. So, subject lines. Now, the trick with subject lines is to make them feel like a normal conversation. So the worst thing you can do is have some giant 10 plus word subject line, hope this email finds you well and all that nonsense, right? In over 1 million emails, quick question has worked the best for me. But nowadays, humans will know that that's a cold email if the subject line is quick question, because thousands of people do it and it works very well. Here are some examples of good subject lines that worked in the 500K emails, along with their average open rate across 1 million plus sent emails. So quick question, averaged about 80% for me. Q, which obviously stands for question, Q for first name. So question for John or Q for John was average about 70%. Question for John averaged about 70%. Help for XYZ agency, so help for company, average about 75. Idea for first name, or alternatively idea for company name, average about 80%. My favorite wildcard subject line was question mark first name. So it averaged about 70%. It was literally just a question mark. So if you're creative, you'll stand out. I wouldn't advise doing these crazy ones that you see. People are like, "Oh, is this your wife?" and stuff like that, right? I don't recommend that because although it will get the open, when I was maybe 16, I thought that would be a funny idea, and it got amazing open rates, upwards of 95%. Is this your wife that I sent to a multi-million-dollar list of B2B decision makers, but they're not going to buy, are they? Like they're going to open it in frantic rage and wonder what's happened, and then they're going to realize it's just you trying to sell them e-commerce ads or something like that. So don't do that. And the rule is keep every subject line below 5 words. Otherwise, it won't like show up on the email properly. It'll be like truncated with ... It just doesn't look good. So Spintax explained, which is also known as dark magic. So we covered script writing and writing the perfect cold email with the cold email anatomy. Now, even the best cold email is useless if it ends up in spam and no one will read it. You will not make any sales, you will not book any meetings, and it'll just be a bad time. That's where Spintax comes in handy. So Spintax is this neat trick to automatically replace words in your emails, like using different greetings. Cold email tools like Instantly will help you do this basically. Don't get discouraged by new concepts if you haven't heard of Spintax. It's going to take about 3 seconds to set up, and it will completely change your AI outreach. It's going to basically increase your results by 2 to 3x because you'll be actually landing in the inbox. Here's how Spintax works. You notice that greeting, what's up, or hi, or hello, John. Hope you had a good time at the networking event. Notice that there's two curly brackets at the start and there's walls in between the words. Basically, if you send the above email to 30 people, 10 of them will read the first line as, "What's up, John?" 10 others will read the line as, "Hi, John." And finally, the last 10 will read it as, "Hello, John." So this is obviously a good thing because it means that it's going to reduce the amount of emails you send that are similar. With Spintax, you can send 1 million emails and none of them would ever be the same, which helps with deliverability. In other words, your emails landing in the inbox of your prospect is important because it's how we make sales. Google and Outlook and Yahoo, etc., they'll see that every cold email you send is unique, and therefore it sounds like, or at least looks like to them, that you're personalizing every single email. The best way to get sent to spam jail is to copy paste the same email template and send it to thousands of people. This works on loads of different like social platforms as well, and LinkedIn, etc. If you copy paste the same LinkedIn message like, "Hi, noticed you are in the XYZ industry, I'd love to connect," and you send it to 20 people, you'll get flagged. The same thing happens on Facebook. Remember that these cold email campaigns, they're being run with Google or Yahoo, etc. And they are extremely intelligent, and they will know based on algorithms and changes and data that you're sending copy paste emails, and they will mess you up. Adding Spintax to any sentence makes it unique. So, what's up? Hi, hello, John. Hope you had a good, great, awesome time at the networking event, meetup, summit. See you soon. Speak to you soon. Take care. So the above email now has around about 81 mathematical possibilities. So that's how our 500K cold emails never went to spam, even when we were sending thousands per day, because you're only ever going to send maybe 1 to 2 similar emails if you really go hard on Spintax. And don't worry, your cold email tool will automate this, like I said. You just got to make sure that all of the variants are inside the brackets with the walls. So sending cadence. How many emails should I send and when? The 500K cold emails had a dozen follow-ups, meaning I would literally send email 1, then a few days later, email 2 as a follow-up, then email 3 as another follow-up. I would do that like 12 times, right? Now, I don't recommend this to clients or students anymore because in 2024, cold email limits are really strangling outreach. Platforms like Google and Outlook, etc., they are getting stricter, and more emails in your cadence equals more opportunities for your prospect to mark you as spam. So don't annoy them. You can be more aggressive with follow-up on platforms like LinkedIn and Twitter, where follow-up will have a less aggressive impact on your reputation, and it won't cause any problems with your domains because you're not sending. In 2024, 3 or max 4 emails total should be enough. The original email, which is the script that we wrote earlier, they were a good example of email 1, by the way. Email 2 is the follow-up. So, hey, wondering if you saw this email. And the third and final follow-up, which is just circling back here, I wanted to share a case study or something like that, that is email 3. As for when to send cold emails, I always send cold emails between 9 and 5 Eastern Standard Time, or the standard 9 to 5 timing for whatever country you're targeting. So UK time might be Greenwich Mean Time, whatever it may be. It's super simple. You can try sending later, like 10 to 6 is a regular one that I use, or in small intervals like 9 to 12, 1 to 5 p.m. But all of this is just distracting from the simple quest you're on, which is send some bloody cold emails. Like, you don't need to worry about all of these things. You just need to make sure that you send when the people are awake, I suppose. Min-maxing is also known as a waste of time when you haven't got data. So I can give you a rundown of how we optimized our emails after I sent 1 million of them, but it would be useless because that was my campaign and yours will be completely different and you're selling different stuff. So use the 3-step cold email sequence, use the cold email script, anatomy that I gave you, and send them in the 9 to 5 window. It's as simple as that. Split testing. What is working and why is it working? So as you send more and more emails, it will become apparent that some of your emails bang and they absolutely blow it out of the park. And some of them get dozens of meetings and etc. While some others are just awful and everyone ignores them. Everyone who responds to you tells you to F off or go die. And it's as simple as that. It's no different to your favorite musician making an absolute hit, and every now and again they reduce some absolute trash, right? Not everyone can hit a home run every single time, but split testing helps you hit more of those or more of those home runs in every single campaign that you launch. So your cold email tool like Instantly or Smart Lead, whatever it may be, they'll make split testing super easy for you. So let's say I write 10 different emails, ABC all the way to J. Your chosen cold email tool will tell you out of all the templates you've written, A to J, which one is performing best. So let's put it into perspective. A, for example, might be performing incredibly well. Out of 1,000 emails, you've landed 20 good meetings. But email D has been a flop, right? So email D has been sent 1,000 times and you've got 2 meetings and both were unqualified and they didn't buy. So if you had a gun to your head, which email would you rather scale or, in other words, send more of? Of course, it's A, because email A is likely to continue doing well. Whereas email D, I've noticed across a million emails, it's very rare that an email starts performing after a bad week or a bad month. Visually, it pans out like this. 70% open rate on email A, 8% reply. We booked 19 meetings and 1,000 emails. Or B is 80% open rate, 12% reply. We booked 28 meetings. C is 61% open rate, 2% reply rate, and we booked 2 meetings, right? Awful. A and B can be scaled and C can be deleted. Email C is not going to make a miraculous recovery. The email sucks. Like you didn't write a banger and that's okay. Like, like you can't just like wake up one day, have your coffee and then write amazing emails. It's as simple as that. Like A and B are fine, but C was your wild card and it just didn't do very well. So, story time. You watch a film and you think it sucked ass. The camera work was dreadful, right? The acting was not convincing at all. It looked like 7-year-olds were trying to make a film. The characters were forgettable. And worst of all, it has social proof. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 31% rating, right? Everyone thinks it sucks. It's a bad film. Bad films typically share the same characteristics, and hit movies that win Oscars share similarities too. So great acting, great storytelling, whatever it may be. Your split testing data, it is not going to lie to you. And bad emails that got 0 meetings or results or etc., they performed poorly for a reason. And all bad cold emails share the same characteristics. They are selfish. It's just you. I can help you. I can help you do this because I am great and I did this and I did that. I talk about something a lot to my students and to clients called the U versus I ratio. Inside a cold email, you should have, say, 3 to 4 times more instances of you mentioning them than mentioning yourself, because that makes it less you-centric and it makes the email about them, and that increases results. They're too long and complex and wordy. So this is pretty self-explanatory. Like, you've got to write these emails like you're talking to like a 10-year-old. Like you don't want to put in all these jargony, complex words because half the time these people are not in they're not in the know and they don't know as much as you about a specific offer or problem, and they just want to hear it in like plain English. There's no clear offer or attractiveness, so this comes back to the unique mechanism and the case studies as well. There's no urgency for them to respond. Like they have no reason to respond because it's going to be nothing's going to happen to them if they don't, and there's not enough pain in the email. There's no trustworthiness, so the prospect literally doesn't believe you. They just don't believe that the thing that you're offering them is real, or that that can actually happen. People say, "Is this a real offer?" Like I don't know if it's you telling the truth, right? That is typically to do with the believability. If I've just made up that word, the believability of your results. So some people will say like, "Oh, we helped Steve get $10 million in 1 minute using this." It's like, no, you didn't. Like, just don't lie, because lying by virtue decreases your trustworthiness. Even if they don't know you, they don't believe the results because they seem too good to be true. I've done this where I've even had to lie or reduce the result. If I made someone 500,000 in a year through cold email, like I've had to say 100K or whatever it may be. Like they just want believable results. And besides, if that was a complete anomaly, then like you're not going to be able to promise them the same thing. The email has no spin tax. Dun dun dun. It's being sent to spam. Like, that's as simple as that. So those are the main reasons that your emails will fail. Now, it's totally okay that your campaign bombed. It is not okay for you to just keep sending those same awful emails in hopes that something changes. Like, nothing is going to change if nothing changes. Take your best cold emails from A to J that ripped, they absolutely crushed it, and duplicate them. Email E got you 30 meetings, so copy email E into a Google Doc and analyze the best parts. Like, why is this cold email performing? Then write more emails just like email E. Email F got you 0 meetings and 2 people threatened to kill you. Write less emails like email F, of course. So what the hell happens if someone responds and says, yes, awesome, you wrote a cold email. Like, huzzah, we did it. Like, you wrote a cold email and your call to action was, let me know if you want to discuss. And they say yes. Wow. Like, we're going to make money. You sent 100 emails and someone responded, yes, I want to discuss. This is a positive response. You're officially a practicing member of the AI cold email engine. You got the attention of a business owner or, a business decision maker who now wants to connect with you and discuss that offer. Now you've got to grow up if you haven't already, and you need to realize that you're going to start having to sell to these people. Like, they are going to get on the phone and then, you're going to have to pitch them. When you get replies, it's crucial to figure out the smartest way to keep the conversation going. The worst case scenario is that someone responds and then you never get them on the phone. That's all you have to worry about. Once they've said yes, the likelihood of getting them on the phone is quite high. So why didn't you? If you've got a graveyard of people who responded yes, but they never got on the phone, it's because you're doing something wrong. Each case will be unique, but here's what we did to get everyone who responded onto a Zoom call so we could pitch them in our agency or in our, in Response AI, our software. Offer specific times to set up the call and set up the call yourself. So you can either auto book them in and say, hey, I just sent you an invite for 2 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. Let me know if that works. Or you can send them a few options. Hey, John, great to hear that you're interested in a conversation. Let me know if Tuesday at 2 p.m. EST works. If not, we have 4 p.m. EST or 1 p.m. the next day. Or we have, Tuesday 2 p.m., Tuesday 4, or Wednesday 1 p.m. Let me know. You can also build sales assets to ensure that every single prospect who responded gets immediate education on your offer. So they've got to find out in that PDF or in that sales asset who you are, what you do, and why they should start trusting you even before you've met on the call. Now, you can use a Loom video introducing yourself. You can use a case study document on Google Docs. You can use a Canva or a Google Slides presentation or deck, or a quick warm call that says, hey, thanks for responding to the email, John. Think outside the box. These are not the same as the offer that you gave as the asset in like the first email. Like, the call to action was, hey, can I send over a PDF? They could be the same PDF, but remember that now you're dealing with a different kettle of fish. You're dealing with positive leads who are now in your life, like they are in your pipeline. And we've got to make sure that we get them on the phone. The most effective sales asset I used in the 500K cold emails was the Google Doc full of value. Like, hey, this is the Google Doc filled with stuff that's going to help you out. And this is how we got results for someone similar to you. Basically, you write a Google Doc that outlines your offer, your results, your experience, your unique value propositions, and what the prospect can expect from working with you. So this builds trust. This gives you room to flex your muscles. It provides them with a clear action plan for becoming a client, or at least finding out more. And my agency's value doc, when we were running the agency, was extremely targeted to the people that I was reaching out to. You can make a copy of this Google Docs. I'm going to put it in the resources below and rewrite it for your own offer. Now, when someone responds positively, you should seek to set up a time to meet them and send them this Google Doc full of value. So when you get on the call, they already know what you're all about, who you've helped and how you can help. And then they're more ready to buy and your close rate will skyrocket. So the link is in the resources, but as you can see from the preview, we help B2B companies book sales calls, leads on demand, performance-based, etc., and then some case studies, etc. So how XYZ influence made, $1 million, whatever it may be, in XYZ time frame. Remember that the sales asset is basically just the case study, but wrapped up in a bit more of like a biblical way, like, this is the massive document explaining how we did it. So how does cold email work with my other channels? So we ran a campaign for LinkedIn separate to cold email to get our 200 clients for Response AI. We didn't try to do anything aggressive with omni-channel or anything too clever, or emailing the people that connected with you or connect with the people that responded to you. Like, this is very difficult to do at scale. The reason is because LinkedIn is restricted heavily comparative to cold email. Your outreach will never be tangential with your cold emails on your LinkedIn. So you can send 1,000 emails a minute, even a second if you want. But LinkedIn, they kind of let you get away with about 20 connections per day for me. That's why LinkedIn is more for things like content and stuff like that. So omnichannel is for sales reps in big companies that are scaling with many, many reps. You can do omnichannel, but remember your scale will be insignificant. It's best to connect with positive leads on LinkedIn who have already responded to your cold emails, which is possible. It doesn't take up a wad of your time. You can say, hey, this is Oliver. I noticed that you connected with me on cold email. I'm interested in having a chat. Now, there's going to be an entire module on LinkedIn, but don't worry too much about that. So freestyling on cold email scripts that crushed it. So you got the hook, the social proof, the unique mechanism, case study, call to action. So this meeting, this cold email booked us around 30 to 40 meetings per month when we were running it. And this is going to be the sort of freestyle. So you've got looking for more influencer partnerships in Q2. So lo and behold, that is the hook. We've connected 25 D2C brands like yours with commission-based influencers. And that is obviously the social proof. The unique mechanism, dun dun dun, is just pay when a customer checks out. And then the call to action is, let me know if this sounds cool to discuss. Now, remember that I've also blended in the specific case study inside the call to action, which can sometimes be a useful endeavor. It just means that you pop them in the same place. So brands like Swell Skin love it so far. Another one is, hey, would you be interested in connecting with 50 influencers who want to promote company names, products exclusively, and just pay per product sold? So this is a few things at once. This is the hook. This is kind of like a call to action because it's telling them, do you want to connect? There's a unique mechanism in there, and there's some kind of social proof because we've helped 50 influencers, or we connect them with 50 influencers. There's more social proof below, and it says we've done this for 25 brands, including Swell Skin and Forte, etc. And then finally, the call to action is, would this be interesting or would this be worth a chat? So let's go back here. A third and final email to explain is the hook by here, as you can see, is Connects Live is a unique, one of its kind service that enables tech execs to build a private roundtable event. The unique mechanism is the private roundtable event. And then you've obviously got the social proof in there, which is basically that we've helped, or we do help tech execs and CMOs, etc. Now, the case study is that data giant Alteryx added $1 million in pipeline in 12 months through Connects. And then finally, the call to action is, could you let me know if a 10-minute talk sounds cool? So that's kind of how the cold email anatomy works on these specific emails in real time. So duplicate our winners with ChatGPT. So the first thing you're going to do to write perfect emails every single time is go to chat.openai, copy paste all of our winning scripts into ChatGPT with the following prompt. Now the doc for these scripts are in the resources. Using the following cold emails as direct reference, recreate 20 cold email scripts in identical format using the same loose framework of hook, social proof, unique mechanism, case study, call to action. Make sure the cold emails you write are similar in length or less than 1,000 words and incorporate these features of my business offering. I am selling offer too niche. A case study that I achieved with this offer was case study in time frame. Our unique mechanism is that we insert unique mechanism. As you can see on the right, it started writing emails that are extremely tailored to my specific cold email anatomy that I'm sharing with you today. And it means that you can take the guessing game out of writing good cold emails. And it's as simple as that. Finally, chain the prompt so that you can add natural spin tags. So now can you please rewrite the emails you just gave me, Mr. ChatGPT? Verbatim and word for word, don't leave anything out, but please add spin tags, meaning for any appropriate word that has a synonym, please place the two in brackets exactly like this, hello or hey. Example, hello, hey, John, good, great to see you, but do it for the above scripts you wrote for me. And as you can see on the left, is boosting, elevating company name's online presence a priority on your radar? So notice how now ChatGPT has not only created emails that are modeled off our winning emails, but it is now going to add spin tags for you. So AI personalization, what we did for the 500K cold emails. Personalization practically 3x's your cold email response rate. You'll get more meetings, more replies, close more deals, make more money. And you'll also get better partnerships because you've shown the prospect evidence that you literally do care about them and that you've researched them. Business partnerships are just about caring about other people, and they pay you handsomely to care about them. So here's what not to do, right? So modern day cold email is easy to outperform. You can easily crush everyone because everyone sucks at it. I'm dead serious. If you follow the cold email anatomy that I've shown you today, and you leverage AI to personalize emails, you may as well just admit that you've closed $100,000 in deals, because it's extremely easy to do so if you follow this recipe. Do not write emails that are personalized like this. Notice you're based in city. Notice you live in state. Go state football team. Go Chicago Bulls. I notice you live in Chicago, right? Or cities, whatever it may be. I read that you are in the marketing industry. Like, oh my God. Like, yes, you're in the marketing industry. Like, how is that helpful? How does that get my attention? How is that useful for me if I'm reading your email? Or read that you are the CEO of XYZ agency. Again, right? Not useful. Not useful at all. Like, I read that you are the CEO. Amazing. Like, every single person on earth, every cat, dog, lizard, they all know that you are the CEO. Like, we have no other information. These email openers absolutely suck. And it's not for the reason you think. You think they suck because they're lame and surface level. And yes, you are right. The real and dangerous reason they suck is because they don't further the relationship or convince the user that you've done any degree of research before reaching out. And if cold email is built on value and reciprocity, then where's the reciprocity? You've done nothing for them. You're literally better off not adding this kind of stuff. Like, it actually performs better if you don't send that stuff in an email. It's just not worth putting in. Now, compare these two emails with the last opening lines that we mentioned just then. Notice you live in city. This is Response AI's AI cold email writing tool. And we wrote emails like this for 10,000 prospects in like 5 minutes, right? I read your latest blog post on building streaming applications with Superblocks and Confluent Cloud. And I learned that you're helping Vial deliver clinical trials 3 times faster. Your recent $500 million funding round is well deserved. And this was an email that we wrote for Superblocks. Or for Axon IQ, I noticed your recent blog post on simplifying event-driven architecture. The case for using Axon Server over MongoDB is impressive, and I love the insights on the benefits. Again, this is a lot better than saying, noticed you live in Chicago. I love the Chicago Bulls, right? You see how we're furthering the business relationship by mentioning something relevant and showing that we've done our research. So what we did for the 500K cold emails, we uploaded our list to Response AI's email writer, and we reaped 1,000 plus AI personalized lines for emails that actually booked us meetings. And for some campaigns, we saw up to 10% response rates and 20 plus meetings in a single month because people want to see that you give a damn about them. Here's how it works. You upload a list of leads, you click AI Enrich All, and then all of the AI lines are written for you. And it's as simple as that. And you can do this at a scale of tens of thousands if you want, and you just have to put the email first line at the top. Here are some quick fire tips. You keep emails under 100 words. You always name your offer or service. So you don't sell SEO, you sell the Rank 1 search framework for roofing companies. Always be vigilant with responses. Use inbox management and hygiene to do this. And you always call your positive leads if they have a phone number in their email signature. This gets us dozens of meetings. Never send more than 20 to 25 emails per day per inbox, and use MX Toolbox and myip.ms to check email health. Use Mail Meteor's spam checker to write the emails that avoid the spam filter. Always plan for volume. Your competitors are sending 10,000 emails per day and stealing your market share. And if you're not sending at least a couple of hundred, then you're behind. Use Response AI's video tool, which is another tip, to send thousands of Loom videos in minutes. So this is basically our secret weapon of our agency and the SaaS company and our acquisition systems. You can send thousands of videos that look like personalized videos that you've recorded one-to-one, but it's actually just using AI to build them. You can use Gmail's reply templates, which is more on this in the inbox module, and duplicate the sales asset that you've built for the outreach, and you can use it as an add-on for your clients. So for example, if you're just over the bridge and you're almost there to closing a client, just duplicate the sales asset and say, hey, by the way, I sent you this over. It's going to share how we did the case study. You are going to want to turn yourself into a machine that prints all of these different assets and all of these different sort of big things. It's the same reason we're doing this big course. We want to give you as much value as possible so that you like us and then you buy more of our stuff. Like, it's as simple as that. And we're building trust here by showing you expertise with proven results. The same thing applies for your sales assets. That's what you want to do. And that's the end game. Next, use ChatGPT to do your cold email research on latent conditions. So, latent conditions are basically what your prospect and niche are worried about or experiencing pain with, and this will reshape your outreach. And don't listen to angry emails. These people don't even exist. They're a meme. Like the people who say, I'm going to kill you. Like, no, they're not. The people who say, I'm going to sue you. No, they're not. Like, they don't have time. They do not have time to do that. They don't have time to kill you. They don't have time to hire someone to kill you. They don't have time to build a lawsuit. They're just not going to do it. So there's probably 6 key features that the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. And when it comes to the ABC 1, 2, 3 of cold email, that's exactly what you want to do.